Good morning, welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to create this cute little gift bag and it's kind of a gift box and a bag in one. So it's got a box style inside, so it's nice and sturdy for whatever you want to put inside, but then it looks like a handbag from the outside. And the finished box measures 4.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 3 inches. So it's a good size box. So let's get started. The papers that we're going to use today come from this Peony Garden Designer Series paper here. So that's a pack of 12 sheets and you get 2 each of 6 double-sided designs. So you can see on the original I've used this petal pink design, and then today I'm going to use this grey design. So I'm going to use a petal pink base to go with it. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and then I've got a full sheet of A4 petal pink paper here. So for people in countries that don't use A4, that's 8.25 inches by 11.75 inches, and then I'm going to score that at 1/2 inch, at 2 inches, at 6.5 inches, and at 8 inches on that side. And I'll put all of these measurements on my blog as well, and I'll put a link in the description below. And then on the long side I'm going to score at 3 inches, at 4.5 inches, at 7.5 inches, and at 9 inches. So I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut up all the score lines to the second score line. So I'm going to go past this line and onto this line. I don't know if you can see that very well. Can you see? So I've gone past this one and up to this one. And I'm going to do that along all of these score lines along here. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to fold on all of the score marks. You could do this after we've done all the cutting, but I just think it helps to show where we're cutting. So I'm going to have my paper like this. So this box is the one that's 3 inches tall, and this one at the top is about 2 3/4. So you want to make sure that you have it that way up so that you can follow the cutting. So we're going to leave these flaps on the bottom of the 3-inch section. Then we're going to cut the next set of flaps. We want to cut about 1 centimetre away from the second score line. Then the third set we're going to cut on the second score line. The fourth set we're going to probably do about 1.5 centimetres or 1/2 inch from the score line. And then the final set we're going to do on the score line. Now we're going to go along and we're just going to cut a little notch into the side of each of the pieces. So we've got that piece, we've got this piece. On this piece we're just going to do down to the first score line with our notches. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So then this piece at the end, so this is the piece with no flaps on the side, the 2 3/4 inch piece. So I'm going to turn this over so that it's on the inside, and I'm just going to find the halfway point along here, which is here, and then I can bring in my trimmer. If you don't have a scoreboard, by the way, but you do have the Stampin' Up trimmer, you can always do all the scoring on the actual trimmer, because the Stampin' Up trimmer has a score blade and a cutting blade. But as I have both, I found it easier to do on the scoreboard. So I'm just going to line up this so that my pencil mark is on the cut line here, and the corner where the score line meets this flap is also on the cutting line, so that I can do a nice diagonal line between the two. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm going to line up my pencil mark and the corner here, both on the cutting line, and then I'm just going to cut across like that. So I've got this piece of DSP here. It measures 11.5 inches by 4.25 inches, and I'm just going to mark the middle on the back, just like we did with the cardstock. So that's there. And then I'm just going to line up the point on my cardstock with the point on there, and then I'm just going to draw a line just along each side of that, so that I've got the same gradient on my cardstock as on my paper. And then I'm just going to bring my trimmer back in. I'm just going to pop the line that I drew along there onto the cutting line here, so I can cut that off. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, so I'll just pop that along there, and I can cut that off as well. So you can see that that lines up nicely at the top there. So I'm just going to grab my Tombow glue. So now I'm just going to put Tombow glue all the way over this piece of DSP. DSP, by the way, I know it's a bit of a funny thing. It stands for Designer Series Paper, and it's just pattern paper. But I don't think many different companies use it. I think it's more of a Stampin' Up thing, so you might not have come across it before if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to line that up so it's nice and straight, so that it follows the edges of my box. And then it's really important just to fold all of the pieces while the glue's still wet. And then you want to press it back down, and this is just going to make sure that all the folds fold nicely and they don't crack. And you're just going to do that one more time, so just fold all the pieces. And let's just press it down. And then that should work nicely now. So I'm going to grab my really useful tool. Don't know if you've seen these before. So it's got like a little spatula end there. It's got a pokey tool end. It comes with an end that has embossing tools on it, and it comes with this sticky end as well. So you can just use it to kind of pick up embellishments and things. So I'm just going to use the pokey tool end now. And just here, so this is going to be the top of our box, and I want to punch in some holes for where the ribbon can come through. So I'm just going to put them, you could measure it if you want to, I'm just going to do it by eye. I've just got a foam pad just to make sure I don't ruin anything underneath. I'm just going to poke that through, and I'm going to do the same at this end. I'll just poke another one through there. So I'm just poking a hole so that the ribbon can go through. So then you just want to add a bit of tear and tape as close to the fold as possible on these tabs and these tabs, but leave these ones free. So then we're just going to take that off and just match the side of this strip up with the fold line there, and same on the other side. There we go. And then I'll just take these ones off. And we can just match these ones up as well. So that's going to sit like that over there. Then we're just going to add a bit of ribbon. I think that should be long enough. So what have I got there? Got about 32 centimetres there. So then I'm just going to poke the ribbon through the holes that we made earlier. And then I'm just going to tie a knot in each end. So those bits can go in there. So I just wanted some really simple decoration for this. So I decided to go with these really lovely beaded pearls that they're actually from the autumn winter catalogue. So I just took one of those and then one of the mini glue dots, and then just pop that just here. And I just think that little simple added decoration just adds a nice finishing touch. And then when you're ready to gift it, you can put all your bits inside and then either put a little glue dot or a Stampin' dimensional, and you can just finish that off like that. So it's ready to gift. So that's our project finished today. I'll just bring the other one in so you can see them side by side. I'd love to hear which one's your favourite. If you wish to purchase any of the products that we've used today, they're all linked in the description below. If you enjoyed today's project, I'd love for you to like the video and also to subscribe to my channel so that you can see future projects that I come up with. If you press the notifications button as well, then that will make sure that you see them as they come up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.